Hey patriotic comrades, today me have a very interesting article I want to read for you. And me go show you say what Jamaica have as a DPP role is a charlatan, is a fraud, is a shell version of what a real DPP is supposed to be and supposed to act like. So me have a very interesting article with a DPP from St. Kitts and Nevis. Now this DPP put Jamaica's DPP to shame. So let's get into this article. And this DPP not only is one with the Integrity Commission within St. Kitts and Nevis and work with the Integrity Commission and prosecute public officials and corrupt public officials for the St. Kitts and Nevis Integrity Commission. Unlike the DPP where in a Jamaica that is saying things like the Auditor General should come off the board of the Integrity Commission, siding with the government. Two different DPP, because the DPP in Jamaica should be working with the Integrity Commission, not separate or siding with a government that is trying to dismantle the Integrity Commission and anti-corruption and a whole in Jamaica. St. Kitts Nevis DPP filed charges against 9 defaulters under Integrity in Public Life Act. St. Kitts and Nevis Director of Public Prosecutions DPP Adley Smith has filed charges against 9 defaulters under the Integrity in Public Life Act, taken under the Integrity in Public Life Act CAP 2218 as amended. 2 public officials have been omitted and 1 extension granted per the list published. DPP Smith's enforcement action is a follow-up to an initial press release issued on public officials who failed to meet the filing deadline of January 26, 2024. In a press release, DPP Smith advised, as the DPP, I am tasked with upholding the rule of law and ensuring the highest standards of integrity among public officials, adding, as of today, the deadline for compliance with the mandatory declaration requirements has passed. It is with regret that we note several public officials have failed to meet this obligation, omitted an extension from the list. In accordance with earlier warnings, complaints were filed on January 31st, 2023 against public officials who failed to comply. The names of 2 public officials have been omitted from the list below pending a legal opinion regarding the effect of their resignations on their obligations to file. Another has requested and been granted an extension until February 5th on compassionate grounds owing to the death and recent burial of his mother. DPP Smith explained, all the public officials listed in the table below have failed to meet the filing deadline of January 26, 2024. This list represents a diverse range of positions and organizations, underscoring the universal applicability of the law to all applicable public officials. While I have been made aware that at least 1 public official has filed since the deadline, the name has still been listed because the deadline of January 26, 2024 was the final deadline. Summonses are presently being prepared by the court registry and will be served in due course, the DPP press release announced. So see the screenshot of the name listed are all the people them will fail to meet the statutory declaration declaration deadline in St. Kitts and Nevis. See the right on your screen. Combating corruption and maintaining public trust. I wish to reiterate the importance of these declarations in combating corruption and maintaining public trust. Were I to fail to follow through on my warning of certain prosecution, not only would the credibility of my office be damaged, but it would also set a harmful precedent that laws can be disregarded without consequences. These charges will carry the full weight of the Integrity of Public Life Act, with potential fines of up to $30,000 or imprisonment for up to 3 years. We would allow to see politicians get imprisonment for up to 3 years in Jamaica. Literally, that we need. We need a complete overhaul of our justice system, because at this point our justice system is a joke. Might as well just say jokestis system. Get it? Jokestis system. This should serve as a stark reminder of the seriousness with which the federal government viewed non-compliance with this law. According to DPP Smith's press release, while it was not my desire that any should perish by way of prosecution, the DPP office is compelled to enforce the law, preserve the integrity of our public institutions. I can report to the public that while as last year, November 2023, yes, this article was from 2024, compliance was in the region of 14 to 18%. As of today, the compliance of public officials has achieved, at the very least, a very commendable 90% since the last press release. Look at that. Because they say man mean business. They say you will be prosecuted and your name will be published in the national newspaper. So this DPP taking job very seriously. Since the last press release, the Integrity Commission office has been inundated with calls, emails, and walk-ins about the filing process and have assisted those individuals accordingly. Our office and indeed the Federation are indebted to the Commission in this regard. So you can say the DPP is jointly working with the Integrity Commission office. This DPP in St. Kitts and Nevis prosecutes public officials on the behalf of the Integrity Commission where they're in St. Kitts and Nevis. But compare and contrast Jamaica's DPP, them no prosecute no public official. We see DPP Llewellyn come out and say the Auditor General must come off the board of the Integrity Commission Act because it's a conflict of interest. But before Paula Llewellyn did say that, had the JLP government first come out and said that, and after the JLP said, she come out and say it after, in the support of the JLP government. So why is the DPP seemingly supporting the views of the Holness administration that the Auditor General should come off the board of the Integrity Commission when the DPP should be working with the Integrity Commission to hold all public officials accountable? That a question one I need to ask on yourself. So Jamaica's DPP is one big joke compared to this DPP where they are St. Kitts and Nevis. So this Integrity Commission and the DPP that works with the Integrity Commission in St. Kitts and Nevis, them have teeth. Them actually assure say, oh, me will charge and prosecute you and you will get imprisonment up to 3 years in prison. When it comes to anti-corruption and public trust, we hold politicians accountable in St. Kitts and Nevis. So Jamaicans need to pay a keen and close attention, and this I what me want the JLP supporters them know, cause this is a parallel to Jamaica's Integrity Commission and Jamaica's DPP, and anyone who follows this channel and listen to me knows that me like compare and contrast. Comply or face the consequences. St. Christopher and Nevis office of the DPP said it remains steadfast in its resolve to prosecute any violations of the Integrity in Public Life Act. The message remains clear. Comply with your legal obligations or face the consequences. We take this opportunity to remind public officials of the next filing deadline of April 30, 2024. Applicable public officials are strongly urged to make the necessary preparations to ensure that this legal obligation is honored by the statutory deadline. The Integrity Commission office remains available to answer any queries in relation to the process. Abundance of caution. The DPP office extends its commendation to all the other public officers who, while not required to file under the legislation, opt to file out of an abundance of caution. In the meantime, we await a list of defaulters from the Nevis Integrity Commission in contravention of the applicable Nevis ordinance coming out of discussions I had with them last December. In the interest of compliance with the Integrity of Public Life ordinance and to avoid prosecution, Nevis public officials are strongly urged to submit their declarations without delay, DPP Smith advised. Now, as you can see and as you can hear, St. Kitts and Nevis take holding public officials to a next level. Them actually put Jamaica's DPP to shame in every aspect, in every regard, in every way, shape and form. Instead of we have a DPP that should be jointly working with Jamaica's Integrity Commission to hold all public officials accountable in order to maintain public trust. And this just put a more negative light on the Holness administration. We take the Integrity Commission to court and sue the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission do their job, and the Prime Minister decided that he want to take them to court and he want to sue them. Now this is a very negative light on the Holness administration. This put the Holness administration to shame. This just make the Holness administration look extremely corrupt. This just make them look like a very corrupted government. So instead of complying with the Integrity Commission, because if he did comply with them, then him and them would not be at any form of loggerhead. But because we have a wannabe dictator as a Prime Minister, and you can see it with the attitude and behavior throughout his entire administration, everyone in there act like them a bullbuck and dopey conqueror. No one should be above the law, but in Jamaica that is very different. Politicians are above the law, and it's only the small man that goes to jail and get imprisoned. So I don't know if Jamaica's political system is some form of monarchy where the king and queen can't go to prison. But this is a very interesting article, and we just have to bring it to our attention. The reason why we need to take anti-corruption serious in Jamaica is that public officials must be held to a high standard, meaning the moment their name call for anything related to anti-corruption or anything will look shady or shaky, them supposed to resign and step down. Them not supposed to stay and remain in public office. You don't ignore all of the red flags. The moment you ignore the red flags, you only embolden them to do more. You only encourage them to do more. You see, because we don't hold public officials accountable, we don't prosecute them, we don't charge them, we don't send them to prison. That is why you will have instances and circumstances where people feel like they can be dictator. People feel like they can legally change the laws to suit them so they can become dictator. Because you don't have no impeachment laws in place, you don't have no term limits. Again, you need term limits, no more than 2 terms for any sitting Prime Minister. It works in America, it can't work in Jamaica. So when you don't have laws where actually hold politicians accountable, you get situations and circumstances like people stealing elections. That's why people can steal elections, because if you did a charge and imprison politician, you would have set the precedent. Say if you're one step outside of this line, outside of the law, you will be charged and you will be in prison just like any average citizen, because you are still a citizen of this land when named Jamaica, and you should abide by the laws of this land called Jamaica. You don't live above the laws. You are not above the law because you're a politician or you're a prime minister. It doesn't work like that. So this is why you can have people stealing elections, because politicians don't go to prison in Jamaica. And this is another major reason why the undecided voters don't take politics seriously, because they don't see nobody a go to prison. They don't see nobody a get locked up and charged for no corruption. All they see are politicians a steal billions upon billions of dollars and keep getting away. Nobody now get charged, and that cause the voter apathy. So you end up set a bad precedence when politicians are not held accountable and you don't hold them to a higher standard. So basically what I try to say is we cause certain things to happen, and we make certain things reach where reach right now, because we should have nipped certain things in the bud from like maybe 20-30 years ago. We are the one who helped create this corrupt system where people can steal elections, can want to be dictator. We cause it. That's why I did want Marky G to win, because Marky G would have passed the impeachment law and Holness would have get impeached. And Marky G did also set term limits for prime ministers, no more than 2 terms, no more than 10 years. One if you don't understand what I say, is because these Jamaican politicians feel like they are above the law. Why they do certain things, why they act a certain way. Until we start prosecute and imprison them, we're not going to get no change. Things will not get better. The government bodies will not be efficient. Them now go run how they're supposed to run, because if me know say me can go to prison as a politician, as a big politician, as a prime minister, what you think someone like that I go do? We have a corrupt mindset. We only enter politics to illicitly enrich themselves. Most people only enter politics to enrich themselves, because they see the bad precedent was set by politicians over the years. And there's this notion floating around about what's the next move for Mark Jefferson Golding. Let me just categorically state in no uncertain terms, Mark Jefferson Golding is not going nowhere. We're now going to discard him and push him to the side because the election was stolen from him. No, we want Marky G to stay on as party leader. Mark Jefferson Golding is the Prime Minister where Jamaica needs. He is the liberator where Jamaica needs. So Marky G now go nowhere. We've been see the JLP try push this identity politics. We don't play identity politics. We're not playing a race card, boy. So a one Marky G and a one PMP, same way, no change. It's not that the Integrity Commission we have in Jamaica is ineffective, far from it. It's just that people who should not do their job never did do their job. People who should not charge the Prime Minister when it was recommended 2 separate times say if he get charged, never did charge the Prime Minister. So when you have a mole or an agent within an anti-corruption organization, certain things will be blocked. Yes, those people are strategically put there in that position to block certain things from happening. That is how you dismantle anti-corruption, you do it from within. Hence, you put someone at the head of the FID who is not qualified to be the Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division, and you put them at the head to block further investigations into the PM's finances. Because remember, the file was sent from the Integrity Commission to the Financial Investigations Division to do further digging and investigating into Prime Minister Andrew Holness' finances, because he never did comply with the Integrity Commission. So we say, alright then, since you not comply, we are going to send it over to FID and make them do further digging. And then here comes Dennis Strong, someone who is not qualified for the position. So that is how you block certain things from happening. That is how you dismantle and tear down anti-corruption from within. All strategic. So in Jamaica's Integrity Commission, we have our Director of Corruption Prosecution. So this DPP from St. Kitts and Nevis is playing the role of our Director of Corruption Prosecutions. and prosecutes on the behalf of and for the Integrity Commission where they're in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, our previous Director of Corruption Prosecutions, where did they in the Integrity Commission, was Keisha Prince Kamika. Now, it was recommended to her on 2 separate occasions to charge Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and she did not charge the Prime Minister. She refused to charge the Prime Minister. Now that is a joke of a Director of Corruptions Prosecutions in an anti-corruption body. If it is recommended on the grounds that the Prime Minister should be charged or any public officials should be charged, you charge them because there is grounds and there is reason to charge them. So you don't see reason to charge them and then you are going to determine, say, you're not charge them. It are going to make you look away. People are going to start look on you sideways. People are going to start ask questions if you are compromised. Now, said Keisha Prince Kamika is applying for the role of DPP along with 3 other candidates. For when Paula Llewellyn vacate the position, I would not be surprised if said Keisha Prince Kamika get the role of DPP. I'm not going to surprise if she get the job. We know why she get it if she get it. Worse, the JLP win a 3rd term. Said that JLP will come out and bully the Integrity Commission for remove Ronnie Lawrence as the new Director of Corruption Prosecution just because he knew Dayton Campbell from back in idea, while at the same time pressuring the Integrity Commission for keep Keisha Prince Kamika and reinstate and renew her contract for a 2nd term. The Holness administration, the JLP government, is too hands-on and too involved in things that concern anti-corruption. The Integrity Commission is an independent body. No government not supposed to meddle and interfere in Jamaica's Integrity Commission or our anti-corruption branches. So it's just odd and strange when you see a government do certain things and act a certain way. So if Keisha Prince Kamika get the job as DPP, she'll look on a starting salary of 17 million. Yes, and salary can go up to 20 million as DPP. And remember, she refused to charge the Prime Minister twice while she was Director of Corruption Prosecution at the Integrity Commission. And now she's possibly looking at a $20 million salary per year and Holness win a 3rd term. It should surprise nobody if she gets the job as DPP.